Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, and I am at the head of the creative club we call Donors United. Our featured match today is the 1/3 mark of the Scottish League One season against recently promoted Berwick. Not only recently promoted, also the subject of a takeover bid, because apparently that's what happens. You get promoted, people try to take you over. It happened to us. Looks like it's going to happen to Berwick. But more importantly, we are looking pretty good here. 4 points behind Ayr in second in the League One standings. You can see that the league is more or less split into two distinct packs. You have your promotion challengers, Ayr on 27, Donors on 23, Dumbarton on 20, and Forfar on 19, and then a 5-point drop to Alloa. And between Alloa and Steinosmuir, a 3-point margin, razor thin at the bottom of the table. This is going to be a fun relegation fight to watch for the rest of the season. And I say fun because I'm not a part of it. It's amazing how much more fun you can have watching relegation battles when you're not the one in threatening relegation. Oh yes, it's so much better that way. So what else has been happening? Since last we checked in our league opening 3-0 win against Peterhead, we actually went on a pretty solid run of form. As you probably saw on the table, we've only lost once, and that was to Dumbarton 1-0, which is great for Dumbarton's chances of staying in the playoff spots. You can see they're 3 points behind us. They got a 1-0 win, and they will be absolutely thrilled to get. Even keeps them in the conversation for the title hunt, though they are still 7 points back of Ayr. But that said, I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these results. Even the 1-0 win over our senior affiliate is a massive 1-0 win. Nobody thought we'd do that. And we got ourselves a little bit of cup money, having beaten Clyde on penalties to get there. My goodness. Then beating Hamilton. That makes up for the loss on penalties to Peterhead in the Challenge Cup first round. Ugh, back-to-back penalties in the Cups. Not good. Still in the Scottish Cup in the third round, so we'll see who we draw. Hopefully somebody nice and easy, because the board wants us to, hit the fourth round, so we need to win the first round, whoever it is. I gotta say, at least the board's confidence hasn't been totally shaken. I mean, 43% isn't great, but you balance that up by 55, and we're only 2 in the hole. So as long as we stay at 52% or higher with the Scottish Cup, the board will be happy with us, and meanwhile, we continue our campaign to win the league because it's a creative club, and the board expects you to win everything. What wasn't expected is that our kids are doing amazing things. I'll check in on the squad. Right now, looking pretty good. Goal scoring coming from Aaron Amati Holloway, 5 goals and an assist in 11 appearances, 9 of them starts. Matthew Shevlin, 2 goals and 3 assists in 9, 5 of them starts. He's had to pick up the slack quite significantly, not just because he wants time with the Northern Irish national team, but Ashley Grattan. Oh, Ashley Grattan. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, Ashley Grattan. Out with a broken ankle. Initial prognosis, I believe, was 3 months. We're down to 6 to 9 weeks now. And he was already on 5 goals in 10. Pretty darn good strike rate. As always, he is the water carrier for our attack. Thankfully, everyone has been pitching in behind him. Young Gordon Marshall, 3 goals to his name. Steve Higgins with a goal. Halkett off a set piece. I mentioned 2 from Shevlin and 5 from Matty Holloway. Ernest Tumor even gets himself a goal. It's not a heck of a lot of goal scoring, and removing Grattan's 5 does not help us in the slightest, but it's better than nothing. So we'll go with it. I do want to point out a couple of very important goal scorers here, though, and we're going to start with Rich T UK, who is currently out on loan with Everton, playing with their youth sides and tearing it up quite nicely. Very happy about that. However, this is more important to us. He got himself a goal in his home debut in the first minute. Rich T UK goes and gets himself a goal. I am pretty darn happy with that. It was against Stranraer. Gets the goal. Let's take a look at this. So it's against Stranraer, starting as a striker. Let's go to the schedule here and take a look at this thing. It was a 2-1 win as well, so a pretty good result, all things considered. Taking a look at the match itself. Rich T UK goal with Ashley Grattan with the assist. And the winner, I believe, was it an own goal? No, it was Halkett off of the set piece. There you go. So a bunch of kids getting it done for us. Let's look at this first minute goal. His first senior professional goal at home in the first minute. That's going to do wonders. Introduce yourself to the squad. Stinsmaster. De Grattan, a phrase we're not going to hear for a long time, but Rich T UK, right place, right time. Thank you very much. That's how you get it done. Good job from the youngster. It's a good way to start your career. At that point, Everton was pretty much bang on that they were going to be getting him, and I agreed to a loan. They wanted to transfer. I said loan because darn, I'm not losing another player to a bigger team. So we got a loan deal for him. Braycon also getting his first assist. Very happy with that. And he immediately then went out on loan to Motherwell. So he's staying in Scotland at least, playing up in the Premiership. I don't believe he's getting that much time. He didn't show up in the League Cup for the parent side, so he's played at the senior level, at the cup level, which is great for him. He's played once as a sub in the U20s, but not getting nearly as much time as I'd like to see. His development time has just been rocking and rolling thanks to Motherwell's youth setup, so that's great. Unfortunately, not as good as I'd wanted it to be. That said, when it comes to the matter of transfers and movements, see, there's this thing that happened. And, by the way, Jorge Mendoza, who I tried to bring in from Murciélagos when his contract was almost up, he said no, said, I'm never coming back to Scotland, and then promptly signed a 3-year deal with Murciélagos. So, might be a while for us to get Mendoza back. Unfortunately, the board forced me to sell NG Wolfgamer, the second. So that's 2 NG players who have been sent off. $3.3 million to Everton, though, was a pretty solid sale. Thomas Riley also being sent off to Partick Thistle, deadline deal. They wanted him, and honestly, I'd been unimpressed by him in recent months, so was only too happy to ship him up for $55,000. $55,000 seems a bit of an underpayment. Considering we brought him in on a free, though, it is profit, so I will take it. Thank you very much. He's up at Partick Thistle. He's quite happy with himself. His current tally is 0 goals on the season, 1 in the League Challenge Cup, so I feel pretty good about shipping him up. Only the 1 assist, 2 in the League Cup. So Riley not having the best of times. That's fine by me, though. And so to replace that, we brought in on a free transfer Lewis Milne. He's sitting in midfield, and he's a pretty decent replacement. 24 years old. Great looking replacement for NG. Now, he's not a like for like, and he has been out of the game for a little bit after leaving Dundee. But still, that's the kind of person we need. Someone who can play in the midfield and the attacking midfield. He prefers to sit in the hole in the center as an advanced playmaker. But he can play in the attacking role, which is good because Erholm's tumor has just fallen off a cliff with his development. So we're going to need to perhaps drop him and just promote Lewis Milne straight into that attacking midfield role, which would be the end of the world. Wouldn't say no to that. Especially considering that we have plenty of options coming in. Going back into that transfer history, as you can see, Harry Charsley, $650,000. Barrow really held me for ransom there, but I'm trying to bring in depth and replacements, and then, deadline deals. What happens, happens. Charsley, pretty good looking attacking midfielder, more as a shadow striker than a playmaker, though I figure I can train him up as a proper playmaker. The problem is, though, he has already been injured twice since we got him. He's just coming back from injury now. So, yeah, not happy with that side. Speaking of injury, we did bring back our birdie on a free for his second spell with the club. He was let go by his Australian side, so we said, come on home, our birdie. Come on home. He's learned how to play midfield, sorta. So he's now useful to us, but once again, he plays 20 minutes in his return and is out with a groin strain. So there you go. Our birdie doing our birdie things, getting injured the moment I put him on the pitch. Anyway, also as mentioned there, Shevlin, who we brought in as another deadline move. Again, this is cover for Grattan. I don't expect Shevlin to be a major part of the team once Grattan's back, but he's at least a straight-up attacker, which is good, because we got Marshall covering Amadi Holloway as our depth target man or setup man. So hoping he can continue to bang in the goals. 30 and 106 isn't a horrible strike rate, and 2 for 8 so far is more or less on pace, a little bit under, but I have faith in Shevlin that he will put in the goals that we need. I mean, you saw it. We got no Grattan. We got no Stins either. Stins Master, however, is coming back from his hernia a glorious 9 days away till we can get Stins back, and thank goodness. You talk about pillars of the team, 7.27. 13 appearances, 1 assist. And yet, Canada still has not called up Stins Master. Still! Not since his youth caps have they called him up. No other teams have looked to sign him. And yet Stins is clearly the heart and soul of this team since NG left. Goodness knows he and NG made an amazing 1-2 combo. But such is life. Now, we've talked about NG, and we lost NG the second. NG the third, such as it is Talls. This is actually, I was told, this is NG's brother, Talls. So he is now in the game. Thank you very much, NG Wolf Gamer. And he is, we hope This setup will allow him to flourish as a player without instantly being poached by every other team nearby. You can see his development has taken a bit of a step back. He took a minor little knock, but hopefully that doesn't hurt him too much. Talls, get it in gear. You got a large pedigree to live up to. Come on, get it going. Hopefully that does well for him. Mark Daly, I should point out, or not Mark Daly, John Churchman was also loaned out to Colwyn Bay. He's doing not the best, but I mean this Colwyn Bay team is not the best at all, but at least he's getting regular minutes. I think we can agree that's all very, very important. Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently Talls is NG's nephew. I am being told that it is his nephew, not his brother. My mistake. Still, family affair, lovely. Over with the donors abroad, such as they are. Mark Daly has been loaned out to Bradford City after getting some time with the Manchester United youth setup. He's now with Bradford City. We'll see how that does for him. Drake Wright is coming back from his injury, still looking good to go. I mean, this time with West Ham has done wonders for his development. 3,700 a week, can't complain about that. Mendoza has been worked to the bone with Murciélagos, but he's now officially Canadian. Yes, indeed. 3 caps, and he gets a goal in his first break. So not his first game, but his first break. He debuts against the Dominican Republic. He scores against Granada. Jorge Mendoza getting it done at the international level. So very, very happy. And against Tiguan Barbuda, he got player of the match. So he is already loving his time as a capped Canadian, and why wouldn't he be? Very, very happy about that. 2 final things to look at before we get to today's featured episode against Berwick. I am taking my pro... I mean, we got tons of money in the bank now with all these transfer deals that I didn't want to have happen. I am now getting my pro license qualifications for what good that'll do, hopefully. Maybe get better development with the team. And finally, I mentioned Canada. Let's talk international football, specifically something that has happened that I had not talked about these last few episodes, that I'm so sorry I haven't mentioned it, the 2018 World Cup. Yes, indeed. Let's see how it played out. China hosting, Argentina wins it. So let's take a look at the previous World Cup here. Looking at the groups. Whoop, that's the final. Holland 3-0 loss to Argentina. The Dutch heartbreak. But a win there for Argentina in Russia, probably not an unrealistic result. Ecuador and South Korea qualifying over Ukraine and Russia. Uruguay and Belgium over Australia and France. Not surprising there. Germany and Cote d'Ivoire over Poland and Mexico. Ooh, Mexico. Not a great campaign for them. But you can't really complain with the qualifiers there. Germany, surprisingly, lost that one. Didn't think that would happen. Portugal and Argentina, Nigeria and Canada. Canada, in a replication of their 1986 appearance. 0 goals scored. 0 points earned. Again, the search for a Canadian goal and indeed a Canadian point at the World Cup continues. Still, rough group. Portugal, Argentina, Nigeria, Canada. You knew it was going to be rough, and that is reflected. Everybody just beating the tar out of Canada. Spain, Croatia, Chile, Iran. That's about what you'd expect. Italy, USA, Serbia, Congo. Holland, Brazil, Guinea, Saudi Arabia. That's, again, no shocks anywhere in those 2 groups. And finally, Switzerland, Japan, England, Cameroon. The English shocked by Japan. That's going to go down as a bit of a black mark in English World Cup history. Going to the round of 16, Belgium over Ecuador 3-0, Uruguay 1-0 over South Korea. Argentina needed extra time to get past the Germans. What a match to have in the round of 16. Portugal beating up Ivory Coast 4-0. The U.S. gets by Spain 1-0. That's a bit of a shocking result. Croatia 1-0 over Italy. That's also got to be considered an upset. The Dutch 1-0 over Japan, and the Brazilians beat up Switzerland 2-0. That's a little more like it. Quarterfinals. Belgium 3-0 over Portugal. The golden generation continues. Argentina 2-1 over Uruguay. The U.S. beat Brazil 1-0. The U.S. dream run continues. And the Dutch beat Croatia 1-0. So the States guaranteed at least 3rd place. Holland beats Belgium 3-2. Argentina beats the States 1-0. So all in all, a great run by the States in this World Cup. And we all know how that ended. But in the 3rd place playoff, Belgium took penalties to beat the States 0-all. That's gonna hurt. In that shootout, misses across the board. Turns out Trapp, Brooks, and Sonora ultimately the ones who did not get it done in the penalty shootout. about what you'd expect for the American lineup. Looking at what's happened since then, NG is not in this side, which I find actually somewhat shocking. He's not in the B side. He's not in the U23s. He's not with the U20s. I'm a little bit shocked, actually, that NG did not get the call. But still time for our donor to get back in. All right, that's enough updates from around the world. Let's get today's featured match against Berwick. Third match in 8 days for us, so fitness is a bit of an issue. Though I'm hoping my squad juggling will get us through. Chalmers is back in for this one. Martin and Di Lorenzo have been basically carrying the load for us, and may have to do some swapping out at halftime for there. Toshni getting back in. Villi's actually had the last 2 starts and looked very good in them, so Villi making a strong case to unseat Toshni. Snorlax, Talls, Jamal Wood. Jamal Wood again. This is... I would not normally start Jamal Wood here. I know it's where he claims he can still play, and goodness knows he needs to train in that position. But it's a desperation move more than anything, just to keep everybody fit. Muddy Holloway and Shevlin starting up front. Tumor did not start in his last game, so he's starting now. Let's see how we do. Jamie J still holding down the fort in goal. Nothing has really convinced me to change that. In our garish away kits, we haven't seen much of that this season. I'm very happy to bring out the eye-blindingly horrible kits. I want us to win this thing. I would like some wins, please. Is that so much to ask? There we go. Pressure's off in the midfield. Hopefully that... Hey, Jamal Wood... Oh, it's Talls. Sorry, Talls, relax. Jamal Wood is nervous. Well, of course he is. It's Jamal Wood. Good grief. All right. Donors in their garish orange and pink away kits. Berwick in their yellow and black. Shevlin starting things off here. Nice little flicked header. Kildiff is there. So ends the chance. Kingsley, though, still with it, running down the side. Up against Toshni, goes inside to Willis. He'll go out wide to Moore. Keeps it in. Tosh needs to clear it. It's a good chance. 35 seconds into the match from Berwick. And we're still not done. Great opening few seconds here to the match. Free-flowing first minute of soccer. I like it. Jamal Wood with a bit of patience on the ball there. That's actually somewhat surprising. Toshni from the right. Talls. Talls Tumor. Toshni again. There's the left-footed delivery. Headed just past the post. Muddy Holloway very close to opening the goal. Scoring with one of his own. Shevlin's shot is blocked by Fairbairn. Right place, right time for that one. That could have been disastrous. There's Tumor. Goes near post. No joy. Wood, though, is there. Fends off his man. I'm going to pretend he threw an elbow to make that happen. Because Jamal Wood. Goes Tumor. For Muddy Holloway. It's a lovely ball over the top. Muddy Holloway, who's coming off of a brace. In his previous match, could not find the back of the net there. He made it look so easy in his last match. Now I worry we're going back to, sadly, vintage Muddy Holloway. Which is, not good. So I quickly check what I'm setting people to. You should be on the attack. Good. No, everybody's in their preferred role. So that's good. So I want to make sure I don't have Chalmers on something silly like limited defender. Wood. Oh, it's Tumor. Shevlin. Muddy Holloway! Offside. Good looking bit of possession, though. Very nice. I think we're actually going to move this into control. We've been doing quite well. Let's lock it in. Chalmers from the left. Snorlax. Looking for Muddy Holloway long. Doesn't get there, and Lewis Martin will have to bring it down. Moore. McCall. McFadzean looking in the center, cleared by the 3 donors standing in the middle of the box. But Kingsley is wide open and somehow onside? Okay, then. 1-0 for Berwick at the half-hour mark. Now, how did this stay onside? So there he checks back. First time ball. Oh, he did actually check his run very nicely. Di Lorenzo guilty of keeping him onside. Yeah, that's some poor defending there. The trap moves, the player doesn't. Not much Jamie J could do there. That was a Yeah, Martin can wear the goat horns for that one. Lost his man, though Di Lorenzo did keep him on side, so we'll share the blame equally for that. Come on, Berwick is a match we should not be losing. Jamal Wood with a throw-in. Toshny trying to get to the end line. Can't get past his man, and Jamal Wood opts to run away from the ball. Yeah, I'm out, boss. Bye. Oh, Jamal Wood. I'd say you were horrible, but that's an insult to horrible players everywhere. Good block, though, from Shevlin. This could be good. His shot is in turn blocked. Snorlax. Toshny. Crosses near post. McNeil easily picks that up. Marty Holloway is gassed. Well, I guess that means Gordon Marshall. Your turn, youngster. Let's make this thing happen. I expect to see a much better showing. You better be motivated. Make the difference, please. Disappointed. Yeah, you better sort this out. Yeah, faith in you. Thank you. Good. Everybody's on board with that. Thank goodness. All right. Halftime talk complete. Exploit the left. Chalmers should be the one doing all the work here. And away we go. Second half. All right, I'm thinking Jamal Wood is probably not going to last too much longer. I have to bring in someone with a little more offensive oomph. He's also losing fitness rapid, though. This also say 6'9" is actually pretty darn good. Ah, he's exhausted. There we go. That's the Jamal Wood we all know and don't love. All right, let's bring in Milne. Put him in the playmaking role, but Talls in support. Basically, filling in the Stinsmaster role here. Let's see what happens here. Fadzian, saved by Jamie J. Easy pickings there. Looks up field. Chalmers. Shevlin. Shevlin does very well to get past his man, but another deflection. Sees the ball out. Chalmers looks up. Nothing doing there. Milne. Lorenzo. Toshny. Milne. Was Tumor. Nice passing. But the far post cross goes nowhere. Chalmers. Can he make something happen from the left? An educated foot of his. Snorlax. He's got a wide open Toshny on the right. That's where Milne sends it. Doesn't opt to advance. Oh, it's Tumor. Talls. Looking for the run to his Tumor, but it's cleared. Martin will follow up. Chalmers is in space on the left. That's not where the ball goes. Talls is gassed already. That's solid. All right, here's what we're going to do. I say already. I think we're going to actually play a little bit crazy here. So Talls is gassed. We're actually going to do something a little bit funny here. We're going to add some more horses up the field. Higgins attacking. All right, Steve Higgins. You're here to make the difference. Make it happen. Shevlin, you're going to have to try and figure this thing out. Chalmers with the free kick. Hits the wall. Back over the top. Nothing doing. Maybe an appeal there for handball. A weak one at best. And Jamie J will smother that. Okay, I'm not liking this at all. Come on, guys. This is Berwick. This should be 3 points in the bag. Marshall Shevlin! No. All right, guys. Into space. Direct, please. Chalmers with the throw. It's a good throw to Snorlax. Back to Chalmers. First time cross near post. McNeil is there. No donors are there. That's a problem. Toshny. Di Lorenzo looks long. Higgins on the run. He'll get there. There's the cross. Brown. Oh, it's a lovely strike from Erhonos Tumor. That's what we needed. The late equalizer saves us a point. Though Ayr are currently winning, which would increase their lead to 6. Lovely first time ball here. Tumor doesn't even think, hammers it. It's a beautiful strike. 1-1 in the 81st minute. Now, can the Donors find another? Getting all 3 points out of this is, that's kind of important. But Berwick want to keep their home fans happy. Can they get something out of this? Far post cross goes nowhere, and Kingsley will retreat. Moore. Fadzian all alone, but Jamie J is there. Good job by the young keeper. Tired legs up and down the pitch. That's something Berwick can exploit. Blocked there. I think we're going to go into counterattack mode here. Moore. Fadzian. And Moore. Blocked. Good defending here by the Donors. Jamie J will hold on to that. There is enough time left for someone to score something. Do they try it here? Jamie J looks long. Straight to the Berwick defender, and Willis will move out. Brown goes long. Not sure whose run he's looking for there. But it finds nobody, and that's the game. 1-1 it ends. So unfortunately, Ayr move even further ahead. But at least we got a point. Had we not gotten a point out of that, I would have been more than a little bit angry. Still, Erhonos Tumor proving the hero, getting the late equalizer to keep us within 6. So we need some results. We definitely need some results. We need them in a hurry, and Ayr is coming up next. So 3 points there, and suddenly we're in an entirely different place. Peterhead, sadly, could not get the goal to equalize in their match, so pretty close up and down the board this week. Next time on Donors United, we will go to the 2/3 mark of the League One season against, our dear friends. Our dear, dear friends, Alloa. How many cup ties have we had against them, and now we're going to face off against them away to the Indodrill Stadium. Should be a doozy, and it's going to hopefully mean that we're facing Ayr not once, but twice. Maybe we've caught them. Maybe we've made a good cup run. Who knows? We'll have to find out next time. My name's Rituro. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, favorite. Tell all your friends about these videos on YouTube. And don't forget to join us live in Twitch chat. Twitch.tv/Rituros, where all these episodes are recorded live. And it is where you can become a part of Donors United if you would like to become a part. Don't forget, we've got a whole stable of new gens that can easily be repurposed to get your name on them. A minimum $5 donation at twitch.tv/Rituro, and you could become a part of Donors United. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.